The age of 5 is significant here. Someone was betrayed by their friend group at a very young age. It doesn't have to be the age of 5, but in elementary school, for example. This could have been being bullied, rejected, or outcasted by multiple friends or people multiple times. There could have even been a group of people that were against the person I'm reading for. I'm hearing this is a unique experience. It feels like this message is trying to get you to acknowledge that you've had experiences with deception very early on in many different contexts. And specifically, it's trying to get you to look at the contexts with friends or people, acquaintances at your school as a little kid. And if you didn't go to a conventional school, then take it where it applies. I'm hearing Matthew, so there could have also been something religious, or these people could have been kind of religious. Maybe it was a religious school. But for others, I'm feeling this is just a basic public schooling or just friendships where you experience the deception, the betrayal when you were very young. 111 on the timer. The color red is really sticking out. Robin is sticking out. So springtime could have been significant. And this can be speaking to how it's wounded your root chakra, your sense of safety and trust in this world. There could have also been sibling drama here, or you could have witnessed sibling drama. For example, between a parent and their sibling, or between these so-called friends and their siblings, or directly with you. I'm hearing apples from oranges. For some of you, I'm also hearing the West Coast or California, and something about brick, like a brick school or a brick house. Again, you could have really been bullied or even just borderline teased a lot, kind of insidious comments or comments that walk the line, and you would feel it, but you wouldn't quite know if it was against you or not. Your trust was wounded at a very early age. Snake in the grass. Even the neighborhood that you grew up in, or maybe this was a smaller place that you lived in, either or, it's the sensation of not being able to really trust who's around either, and at times to not even feel totally safe in your own home. For a few of you, this is Southern California, but that's not for everyone. Also getting like Missouri, Indiana area, like the Midwest. I'm hearing Mississippi as well. A lot of M states. And funny enough, I'm also seeing Croatia and Greece, Italy, even a part of South Africa for some reason here, and many, many more. There's places all over coming through here. Maybe there's even a correlation to foreign exchange students or finding interest in foreign things, foreign affairs, interest in travel. What I'm getting here is like you've lifted the veil back on what was happening a long time ago as far as reclaiming your worth on many levels, but you've still, even though you've come very far from this and you've done a lot of healing around trust wounds and things that have happened of this nature, there's still a sensation of you holding a world view that is based on these experiences. Do you see how the world is yellow and this orangish red color? And do you see how one of your kind of the betrayal energy is showing up in that red orange with this yellow background on the 7 of Swords, and how he's still looking back, or this is your energy, you're still looking back holding that globe with those colors? It's like your world is still tainted or designed in the view that this is all that exists somehow, or that this is what commonly exists because you had a common experience before with it, which is completely reasonable and rational and logical. However, you're in an entirely new place in your life, in yourself, maybe literally. So why would you let these common experiences in a whole other place of your life or version of yourself or place in the world even, why would you let them continue to dictate what the world is like? I'm hearing small-minded. A lot of these experiences came from very small-minded people. And are you still around small-minded people, or is that where you still want to go? Because why would you bring all of that paradigm and those small-minded people's world and pains to a world that's not like this. Funny enough, we've been talking about this for quite a while on this page in different ways, and it's coming through again about moving into a new world, a new life, a new version of you on every level almost, or just every level, period. But where we're still holding the old blueprint, the old map, the old mindset, the old world. The good thing here is that it looks like you are recognizing it more. Like, what am I doing with this? Why am I holding this? Like, you almost have this arthritis holding this up. It's stressful. It's taxing. It's not a fun thing. And I feel like there's a contemplation here of almost just dropping it, letting it go, just throwing it over the edge and turning around. And that's kind of the point that you're working yourself up to here, because that's not all the world is made of. These experiences were valid, and if you feel like this triggered something that you're like, wow, I forgot about that, then please go into it, recognize it, sit with it, see it so that you can release. But you've already done a lot of releasing of the illusions that were made by this. You do know yourself, and you were able to come out of this still as yourself, even if you feel like the colors are tainted, or more that your colors are dimmed, that maybe you don't shine as bright sometimes, but you've still been almost ruthless in forging your path forwards as you. So letting this have power over your worldview still, and kind of looking at the world in this way is not the most productive thing. It doesn't really help you get where you are going. And I do think for some of you it's very subtle. So I don't think you are dominantly looking at the world expecting these kinds of people or things. You might not realize how this paradigm has actually been affecting and influencing you. For some of you, I feel like it shows up in strong procrastination or strong indecision, all right? This could even show up in a lot of mental conflict and confusion. Should I, shouldn't I, can I, can't I? Especially if it comes to contemplating like social situations or people that, can you trust them? Can you not? Do you want to hang out with them? Do you not? Whatever that is. And just freeze, like a frozen energy of should I, shouldn't I don't know. It shows up in mental self-doubt, mental confusion, indecision, and sort of feeling powerless to make the right decision. Oregon is coming through here. That's interesting. And again, California. The real trust that wants to be mended here is the trust you have in yourself, with yourself. These kind of experiences, what they really do deep down, it's not that they make us lose trust even in others as much as in our own self, to determine, to use our judgment, to trust that we will navigate correctly for us. And again, you've been in a life journey and a healing journey, and this is something that you don't need to keep operating in, a system you don't need to operate in. It's not something that we need to hold so tightly. Let yourself trust yourself. Let yourself come forwards. I'm hearing let yourself come hither, and let your authority rise and shine. Let your self-worth glow again and radiate again in a way you've never really yet experienced, maybe when you were 3 years old, but now as an adult, or at least an older person than you were. Some of this bullying stuff that happened early on, or just deception or betrayal by other peers, by people of your own age or in your own social circle, has definitely suppressed some of your expression, like letting your freak flag fly, which really isn't freaky at all. So even a social media platform, for example, we want it to be easy to show up there as yourself, or to get easier too, but social situations can sometimes trigger what's happened before, right? It's a similar footprint. So let yourself keep healing on this journey and recognize where those paradigms might still be ruling you or suppressing you, just so that you can take charge back and live more fully as you, and let yourself fully embrace something entirely new. It's one thing to consciously know it, but it's another thing to unconsciously accept it, to know it deep down, to see your dreamscape shift, to feel your psyche and your self-image really make a deep shift. And when something comes up like a dream or a memory, it's an opportunity. And more may come. It doesn't mean you're not progressing, but it's an opportunity to see, to make peace with this, maybe to honor it, grieve it, and in that way you let it flow through you and alchemize.